What's going on, guys? So today's going to be a real simple video. I'm waiting on a bunch of parts so I can finish putting the actual ECU together. So I'm just sort of getting everything ready. I finally got in the mail the coil I'm going to be using, and I also ordered the pigtail so I can wire it in nice and clean. So this is, I'll put the part number up on the screen, can't quite remember it, but it's out of like a 2000 Volkswagen Golf, that sort of thing. What other connectors do I need? I have in the mail coming a intake air temperature sensor. I have a coolant temperature sensor coming in as well. Both of those are GM sensors. They're already calibrated to communicate with the Megasquirt, so that's why I'm going with those. Nice and simple. They were cheap too, about $17 a piece with the pigtails. So off of the engine, I'm going to need the TPS Pigtail. I'll just leave the actual sensor itself on the car, but I want to pull the pigtail off and pull the harness off the car so that I can wire it into the wiring harness. And then I need all the pigtails for the injectors. And then I want to rip the rest of the harness out. I'm also going to snag the pigtail off of the Iac Valve. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to use it or if I'm just going to leave it open, just because I'm not planning on driving this car super often, so I don't really need an Iac valve that much, but that should be it. I also already pulled out the spark plugs and spark plug wires. I'll show you those. They all look pretty similar, but I'm glad I did pull them out because they're pretty haggard. They're just real rusty, and they must have been in there for a real long time. But I'll have to go get some new plugs. I believe I'll have to go get new plug wires. I guess we'll see on camera if these fit. Well, the boots are a tight fit. Yeah, these I'm gonna have to go get some new plug wires or have some made or something. There aren't quite reaching all the way down in there, but so there's that. So let's get to it. Let's start ripping apart all the connectors. So here's the injectors, and so literally I don't need too much wiring on the end of them, so I'm just gonna make it simple and just snip them right here, like that. Because the pigtails for these connectors are nice and clean. They've been underneath this wrap forever, so they look all right. There we go. There's those. There we are. So there's the two pigtails. I'll just have to clean them up because they are a little bit dirty, and I want this all to look good. By the way, I will be cleaning up the whole engine bay and everything before I throw this all together. But there we go. I'll do that on the other side now. So there's those two off as well. This one was a little bit stuck, but I got it off. So my next move is just going to be, I'm going to pull all this wiring for the alternator out just because it's super messy and disgusting. And I'm also going to pull off all the wiring for the coil and pull off the coil, toss that in the trash, or give it away to someone, whatever, just because I won't be using that anymore. So yeah, let me do that. That. So now I'm just gonna see if I can try to pull this rubber intake off of the throttle body, so I can try to get to this to the throttle position sensor a little bit easier. So there it comes, nice and easy. I'll probably replace this because it's a little bit dry rotted and stuff. Here's the throttle position sensor right here, and let's see, it looks pretty simple. Hopefully the wiring to it isn't too hacky. It looks a little bit rough actually. Let me get the light set up. So there's the harness for the TPS. I'll just again snip that one off, because all I need is this to hook up to the new ECU. And then what connect to next? Let me get this out of the way. See that catch? Impressive, right? So it looks like these are just some grounds right here on the intake manifold, which I'm not going to use anymore, since again basically all the wiring that's on the engine is just going by, you know, just because everything's getting replaced with the new harness. Here's the Iac Valve, so there's the harness for that. I might as well grab that, you know, just in case I end up using it. You know what, I should be labeling these, because this one and the, where do I put that? The harness for the, oh, you'd be really surprised at how easy it is to lose stuff that you were just holding. Like those, I mean, they're different, but they're sort of similar. I don't know, maybe I'm just an idiot. But I should be labeling these, so I'll do that in just a minute. But besides that, that's just about all the sensor connectors I need, because actually, no, I'm wrong. I also need the crank position sensor, which is hidden down in here, right where I'm pointing the light. Let's see. Right in there, there's a little connector right underneath the alternator, and I'll be needing that since I'm using the stock crank position sensor. Let's see if I can just move the alternator out of the way, actually. Let's try that. That. Let me just grab the camera really quick, make it a little bit easier to show you guys. So right there is the crank position sensor that I need to get the harness off of. This right here, that little bung looking thing with the connector on the top, that's actually going to be the oil pressure switch, and I'll just wire that into the stock oil pressure warning light. But yeah, that'll just stay there basically. I don't have to do anything with that, because I don't need that to communicate with the new harness or anything. So let me pull this harness, or this connector off. It's stuck too. Don't follow me, alternator. You know, I'm just gonna pull that whole sensor off. I know I'm just going to fight with that thing, and it'll take me 5 seconds if I pull the sensor off. Great. Typical. So guys, I thought I'd show you guys the crank position sensor. Let's see if I can get the light to sit somewhere decent. There we go. So there's a crank position sensor. This just sits down in that hole, and I'll show you that hole actually. See that? Yeah, that lines up right with those teeth on that wheel that I put in. So yeah, just snip that one off as well. So that should be all the connectors I need, I believe, off the engine. Everything else in here should be basically just cracked. And I believe there's a few other little connectors here and there on this engine, like this one, but I think that's just another, I think that's the stock coolant. There's one in here, but I think it's just the stock coolant temperature sensor in there. There's the cam position sensor, which I will not be needing anymore. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to strip all this out of here and get it nice and tidied up. So there, as you guys saw, to get the rest of this harness out, I just used the tried and true method of frickin' yank on it. And I believe that's the entire, actually there's one little bit of wiring left over here to something, a plug on the engine underneath the intake manifold on the driver's side, but I just snipped that because I couldn't get to it. I'll get it later when I pull the intake manifold off, possibly. Actually, look at that. There we go, there's some more. But yeah, there we go. That's the entire harness out, basically. Entire OEM Subaru, this is the rest of it. So, let's go over the plugs we yanked out once again. Here are two injectors. There's the passenger side. I don't think it matters, but I'll keep them separate anyways. Here's driver side injector plugs. This is the, let's see if I remember. I think this is IAC. Yeah, this is the IAC connector. So I'll remember that one's IAC, and then the other one, where is it at? Somewhere around here. I lose stuff so easily. Oh yeah, here we go. One with the orange on the inside. That's for the TPS right here. Yep. And then crank position sensor is down on the ground. I just realized I need to go grab that so I can label it so I don't lose it. I have the coil and the connector for the coil right here. And then my intake air temp sensor and my coolant temp sensor are coming in soon in the mail. And that should be good. I'll just have to find somewhere on the intake manifold to tap for the intake air temp sensor, and then I'll probably tap somewhere in here for the coolant sensor, or I'll try to tap the stock location. I don't know if I'll be able to get a drill bit down in there though. Yeah, I think I might do a few more things. Let's see. Okay guys, so this is the moment of truth. I've always been told that this was an EJ22 and I just believed them. For some reason I never thought to check, but I realized that the block casting is right here and it's super dirty, so just cleaning it off real quick. Look at that. Looks like he's not lying. Or he wasn't lying, rather. I'll show you guys really quick. Let me get the light on it. Right there, it's real dirty, but when I'm spraying it, you can see EJ22. So there we go. It's officially an EJ22. So guys, that should be the end of this video. I know it was a quick one, but thanks for watching. Yeah, basically all I wanted to do for this is get the engine stripped, ready to have stuff mounted on there. Next video I'll either be, I want to clean up this engine bay before I get all the wiring in and stuff and make it look real nice. Clean up the engine. I know the engine has a bunch of oil leaks and that's why it's so filthy, but I'm going to clean it completely, use my steamer, clean it all off, and hopefully then I'll be able to pinpoint the leaks a little bit easier. I think it's just valve cover gaskets and maybe a few other little gaskets, oil pan gasket, that sort of thing. But so next video will probably just be cleaning up the engine bay. It's sorry for taking so long getting these videos out. The problem is it's just there's so much research to it and waiting on parts, because I'm like, oh, there's another little thing here and there. So right now I'm waiting on on a couple just little connectors to finish up the circuit board, and then I can start actually putting it all together. But yeah, here she is. No more wiring in there. So now I can actually just clean the crap out of it, which makes me happy because this thing is filthy and I like clean engine bays. I guess I'll actually be, there's a small rust spot in the corner over there. Let's see if I can get you guys to see it right down there in the corner. So I'll have to repair that. And I want to repair that before I paint the engine bay and everything, so I guess I'll have to be doing that soon. Everything's coming up quick, guys. I'm real excited. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time. If you like the video, make sure to hit the like button. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. That should be it. Have any questions or comments, leave them down below. See you guys later. Peace. So I thought I'd bring you guys back just really quick because I thought this was sort of funny. Underneath my car is all of the original wiring that was in here. I mean, look how much there is there. And the ECU. I held on to it just in case I needed to use some of it, or needed a connector on it or whatever, but now that it's all out of there, I know that I've got everything I needed. So that's literally everything. I mean, look at this mess. It's pretty heavy too, so you know, good weight reduction. There's that nasty air filter too. I'll have to pick up another air filter. But yeah, I thought I'd just show you guys that real quick. But that's it. See ya.